K-swap. 2 decades is the dominant formula for power and reliability in Honda builds. It seemed like the best choice for our EK Civic, but we're trying to do the whole thing for under $1,000. And at this point, I'm not even sure that's actually possible. Our next step was to pull the engine out of the donor car. 2005 Accord, 2.4, 5-speed. The engine came out easy, which Honda's designers must be a little different than the other car manufacturers, because it only took me about an hour and a half without any planning. With the motor out, we can now push the donor car off to the side and not really worry about it for a while. But we're going to keep it around in case we need any small parts or pieces from it. Now it was time for the Civic to come into the spotlight again. We're finally having decent enough weather to clean out this engine bay, so the first things we're going to do are we're going to remove all the ABS modules, and I'm going to look at the brake lines and see what the routing is going to be like for removing that. And then we need to get the vacuum canister off, or charcoal canister, whatever you'd like to call that. See about if we're going to move that fuse panel, and then put some super clean down, get pressure washing. Black engine bay. This weekend I have big plans for the K24. We are going to degrease this whole thing. I need to get the intermediate shaft switched out with the K20 intermediate shaft. I need to figure out the shift linkage bracket. The one I ordered doesn't seem to really want to line up with the transmission, but I think I'm gonna get the stock one off and then see how the billet one lines up with it. And then motor mounts all have to come off. We're gonna have to tape off the header holes and stuff like that, the exhaust holes, the inlet for the air conditioner. I'll have to tape all that off when we degrease this thing. I'm also going to use some aluminum brightener acid to get the transmission shined up a little bit, and then we'll look at getting some billet motor mounts on this. I think I'm going to powder coat the valve cover white because it's kind of looking. It's a little lumpy and definitely could use some love. And with the fun parts I ordered just to dress up the top of the motor a little bit, it would benefit from having a bright colored valve cover. So we're gonna get that going, and ain't nothing to it but to do it. What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? We said it in the last video, but just a reminder, this is your last chance to get on the Super Clean product giveaway. Super Clean is going to take somebody I draw from the comment section below, and they're going to send a little care package directly to you. The only thing you have to do is drop a comment below. It automatically puts you in. Even if you're telling me that I'm doing a terrible job, even if you're telling me I have a big nose, just drop a comment that puts you in the running. All you have to do is live in the lower 48 of the United States, and you are in. I'm going to do that drawing live on March 1st. All right, after a few rounds of Super Clean, this thing is looking way better. I didn't even know some of these were silver, so that's funny. The AC compressor, that was black before. But I want to step up my game a little bit, and this is pretty faded and a few other things, so I am going to take some aluminum brightener and see if we can get some of this corrosion off of here and get the transmission and the engine block looking pretty fresh. Confused when you're close to me. All right, degreased, acid washed. Looks like a whole different engine, honestly. As the transmission dries, it's becoming a brighter aluminum color. Yeah, I was making sure not to get the acid on the steel parts because you can see what it did to like the CV. But we're not using that CV, so get it in the garage, and then next step will be swapping parts out on it. But we have everything degreased pretty good. We got a clean slate to work from. I am going to take the K24 intermediate shaft off and swap it out for the K20. And as you can see, it'll be bolting up a little different. It's quite a bit shorter, and that makes it so we can use our swap axles. The K24 is made for a large car, so they have the long intermediate shaft, and then the axle goes from there. So we'll be switching out bolting points. I'm going to get this one off and put this one on.
If I tend to look dazed, I read it someplace. I've got cause to be. There's a name for it. There's a phrase that fits.
On top of my mess of a toolbox, we got the freshly powder-coated white valve cover. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to put new seals in it. We got to go seals for where the coil packs slide in from the inside. We'll put the outer seal on, and then we will put it back on our bagged up motor. We'll get that on, and we will put the grommets in, the new grommets in, dipstick, new oil cap, get the coils in, and then I'm excited to get the oil cap on and this dry carbon cover I got and see what this thing looks like. So let's flip it, get the gaskets in.
But whatever the reason, you do it for me. Oh, what's love got to do? It's got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do?
I've been debating what to do with the EGR on this, and I ordered a tucked wiring harness for the K24, and it made the decision easy because there wasn't a plug for the EGR valve. So I removed it, and it looks like it probably had problems because that's supposed to be a rectangle hole, and it's mostly clogged with carbon. And making a block off plate for there, and then we'll just pretend it never happened.
Got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?
So I've been plugging along slowly on the K24, putting parts on it and literally plugging in the new wiring harness, trying to figure out some things on that. But I got some more goodies. I got a new billet fuel rail, and I just saw that it actually has a channel in it to hide the wiring for the fuel injectors. So I am going to get to installing this, and it comes with some nice new plumbing and fuel pressure regulator. The reason I went with this instead of just doing a stock one is because I need a fuel pressure regulator with return, and factory the K24 does not have that. So I just ordered a regulator set up with a fuel rail, and let's install it now. Alright, slight eBay parts dilemma. The stud holes are slightly wider. I mean, I could probably pound it on, but I do not want to do that. So I'm just going to drill these out a little bit so they actually slide on there. Alright, go from there.
A few moments later.
Alright, I didn't have to open them up much at all. Just went one size bigger, and it seems like it slides on now.
Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Got to do with it.
Hole's just a little offset from the studs. So whoever's measuring here in China was a little off. Alright, we'll get it all ran the rest of the way. I'm going to bring the wiring harness in from the bottom here, and then each plug will just go. I'm also going to get rid of these studs from the plastic engine cover.
On a new direction, but I have to say, I've been thinking about
The fuel rail looks like it added, it kind of cleaned this up, got rid of the, zinc coated original one with all the tabs on it. This track it has for hiding the wiring harness, it's not very stiff, so it kind of bulged up in the middle where the wires were. It definitely could have held them down, but I guess it's still pretty nice. I might, just for the fun of it, have some laser etched in this. Got most of the wires plugged in. A lot of this stuff I just kind of plugged in loose, and then I will have to go through and kind of zip tie them all together to tuck it in nice somehow and make it look appropriate. And be away from the header would be a good idea too, but slow progress. I think I'm going to get the radiator and the condenser out of the Civic get the radiator support all painted up to match the rest of the engine bay, and then start putting the motor mounts in. Black motor mounts, black engine bay. It's going to look pretty nice. White valve cover. It's coming together. The kit came with these AN fittings, so I think I'm going to run that like that, pointing down, because I have my wiring harness coming from underneath, and then I will run it the stainless line under just with the wiring, and then I can tie it into these hoses if need be, and then get it up onto the firewall where the fuel pressure regulator will be. And that'll be pretty clean and tucked. Just digging through my shelf looking for something. What else I found? Big tow hook. I have the engine almost ready to go in the car. And I have the engine bay almost ready to receive the engine. I removed the ABS unit, took out all the ABS wiring. There's just the, I'm assuming these are the speed sensors in the wheel wells. And I got the AC lines out of the way. I have all 3 car side swap mounts put in. I have to remove a little bit of the power steering to get ready for if we can make power steering lines. And then I also need to get the exhaust out of the way. Next step is going to be getting the car moved up to the driveway, or we can work right by the garage. We can get this engine set in and start lining things up. Because we have the Accord 5-speed transmission, the motor mount for the transmission doesn't work, and the rear T-mount also doesn't work. So we are going to need to make some modifications, but thankfully we have the one set up using the CRV bracket for the passenger side, and we can use that as an alignment, get the engine level, and then build the rest of our mounts. As far as spending in this video, we have bought the swap shifter, the billet shifter there, with the cables. That's $148. And we bought the fuel rail with fuel pressure regulator. And together, those are $150, and that's $70. So we still haven't actually equaled the D16 sale price of $250. So we're still coming out ahead. Anybody who is using this billet swap shifter with an Accord swap, just so you know, you actually have to have the cables flip-flopped as they come through, because the Accord and the RSX transmissions have these two swapped on the transmission. So I put it together and it was not working, and then I went and looked at the Accord shifter and realized quick that these were flipped. So you just got to make a cross on there and the thing works great.